Welcome back, everyone, to Show Me Nourish podcast. I'm Michelle Rawls, licensed nurse, nutritionist, and diabetic management specialist. So today I have an exciting guest with us, Ms. Emilie White, the Detox Queen. And I am super excited to have Emilie with us here today. Emilie is the founder of Go Green with Emilie. So make sure you're looking that up. She's going to give you all the details here in just a little bit. But welcome, Emilie, to Show Me Nourish podcast. Thank you for being here. I have a question for you. How did you become the detox queen? Tell us a little bit more.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about being on the show. Um, and yes, so basically what happened is my father got cancer really early age of 55 years old. And that pretty much threw a loop to me like, wow, I can't believe like he was completely healthy, never went to any doctor's appointments, only for like checkups and stuff.
Mhm.
And I couldn't believe it. How can someone be healthy and catch cancer? Just doesn't
Right.
make any sense to me, right? So when he passed, I was only 22 years old at the time and I was still going through college.
Wow.
And I almost quit college because it just hit me really hard. He was my best friend. And it really made me think about life right there and there, and even before my father passed, and this was actually it was his anniversary the other day. It's been 19 years that he's been gone with us.
Just
Yeah. And it's just I can't believe it. It's insane. And he had his side of the family had the cancer problems, and they were Jehovah Witnesses, so they couldn't do any kind of testing or any kind of blood transfusions or medication or anything. So they passed away as well, and that was before my dad passed. So I had a whole family of a whole a lot of people, of my family pass from just various types of cancer.
right.
And then when it hit my dad, I was shocked. And that's when I started saying, you know what, I really need to look into what I'm putting in my body and what I'm putting on my skin and what I'm eating. And I need to exercise and I need to detox myself from and try to prevent, not like prevent, but I'm trying to help myself and the future to not catch these deadly diseases. I want to help, start that up. So
So where did you actually begin? Where was the starting point for you? What was it that you really dove into first? Because you don't just do healthy eating, living, you do my house is detox free as well. So where did you begin? Where was that starting point?
I started my starting point. Well, when I was a child, I was allergic to everything too. So that kind of helped too. And my mom would have to
Yeah.
like make things. Like I was deathly allergic to all laundry detergent. So
Wow.
I couldn't use anything. I would break out in hives. I felt like my skin was on fire and it was terrible. So we started out kind of young. My mom started out, with me kind of young on that case. But then, it just hit me harder when my father passed, and I just started going into, oh my gosh, I need to go through my products and like that I'm using on my skin and stuff. So you start small. I started in the laundry room because I wanted to get everything out of there. You can, DIY, you can make your own, you can support small businesses. That's what I do too. And I started with the laundry room first. And then after that, I mean, it takes years. It's just not like an overnight thing. So,
Right.
and
We'll
then I
talk about that.
started, what?
We'll talk about that in a minute. How, it
Yeah.
doesn't, you know,
So I
doesn't
started in the
happen.
laundry room first.
Right. Right. So really you started with the home because being allergic to so many things, whether it be laundry detergent, like what about like dishwashing detergents, things like that? Were you
Everything. Even
able to
baby, like
really?
I couldn't even use baby lotion. I couldn't use baby oil, anything for the babies either, which was really scary and sad to
Yeah.
say the least, because we're putting this on our children's skin, and I am allergic to it. So can you imagine what the ingredients are then if you're putting it on your children?
Right.
It
Right.
was terrible.
Your children are breaking out. That's a good, a good scenario right there to ask a lot of questions. So how can I, do better and what is actually in that product? So all
Right.
right. So we started out with the house. We moved into the house. We're cleaning some things out. We're getting some healthier things going. What are your go-tos for the home? I mean, if you're not using pine sol and bleach, what are you using?
There's probably like four or five that I would say staple pieces that you need in your home.
Mhm.
Not apple cider vinegar, but white vinegar, distilled white vinegar. I mean, you could use apple cider vinegar as well. Distilled white vinegar, baking soda, and an essential oil of any type because sometimes vinegar has that odor and you don't want that vinegar odor.
Right.
Distilled water or any kind of right. I use a lot of lavender in there, but and also with pets because you have to watch out with pets. They're allergic to some essential oils. So I had to migrate. I love eucalyptus and different things, but I had to migrate to lemon and orange and lavender. So that, and I know I'm missing something. But basically white vinegar, baking soda. You can get for the laundry, you can do the boosting, the what is that called? I think it's called booster wash or something like that. I'll have to I can't think of that right now
You actually
off the
have a
top of my head.
guide, don't you? You have a
What?
guide. Don't you have a guide
I
for?
do. I have a free PDF that you can sign up. It talks all about me, and I walk you through things. I also have a lot of DIY that are free too as well. So if any recipe that you want, dish soap, if you want something, I make my own makeup spray, makeup setting spray. I do my own dish soap. I obviously do laundry detergent, hand soap, body wash, any of that stuff. Let me know. I have DIY stuff for that too.
Okay, well, you brought an interesting one up because you said you have your own DIY makeup setting spray.
Hmm.
That's awesome because how many young
Yeah.
women are walking out to Ulta or whatever those. I mean, I don't do makeup to those stores. I don't support that as well. I do all vegan makeup as well, but I haven't seen an actual detox free, toxin free setting spray. So can you give a little details without giving a lot of details? Just
Yeah,
yeah.
it's mainly like you have to know what your skin type is, obviously. So,
Right.
and there's different essential oils that help with dry skin, help with oily skin, and it's basically distilled water with glycerin,
Uh-huh.
and then it's everything you pretty much have in your home already. I mean, this is typical stuff that you
All
have in
right,
your house.
guys, you got to reach out to Emilie and get your hands on that, get that free PDF. Okay, so let's move on to now you've done the house. So how did you transition into your own health? Because I know this has been a journey for you as well. So how did you make that transition? Where was your mindset in all of this when you started? I mean, we've had a family loss, and we've had quite a
Right.
few in the family that we've lost. So where's your mental mindset at this point when you're really deciding that this is time to do something different and you're seeing where outside processed food, toxins from, cleaning, things like that, where do you see this in your mind at this point in time? And how old are you at this point?
So I just turned 41, but I was, let's say, okay, so now I have to do some math
That's
because
okay.
my father passed
Realize it.
in 2006. And then 4 years after that, my mom got hurt at work and I had to be her caregiver for about 10 years.
Wow.
So then
Wow.
I couldn't really start my journey then either because my whole story is on my website and I'll give that later.
Yeah.
But you can read I mean, I literally could probably write a novel on everything I've been through my 41 years.
Yeah.
But so when my dad passed, I was already doing some incorporations, like, oh man, I gotta, do something. At least I'm changing a little bit of things. Then my mom got hurt and I had to be her caregiver and we were extremely poor. But we used what we had, obviously, in our home. So we had to do a lot of DIY as well. We couldn't really purchase a lot of stuff and we had to help with, family with foods and stuff we needed. But after that, I would say I was probably in my 30s, I want to say, when I first started looking at, okay, I'm out of this whole big bumpy road that I just went through. And being a caregiver, that wasn't my specialty. I never knew how to do it. It was something I had to do. Like I didn't have a choice. Nobody, our family wasn't there really to help us in that way.
Yeah.
So I had to step up to the plate and kind of, be there and be a caregiver. Well, I went through a lot of emotional breakdowns. I went through anxiety. I went through, oh, you name it, I went through it. It was really hard to do all
It's
of
a
it
lot
on
to
my
take
own.
on. It's a lot to take on a parent. It's not easy to take on a parent who, is ill or with some type of situation, and not being prepared for that mentally, it can be exhausting. And so,
It
yes,
was.
anxiety, comes upon us, depression comes upon us. So, how did you transition yourself? Instead of, I mean, I don't care what anybody says, we always go through a point in time where we go through depression, we go through anxiety.
Mhm.
It does come upon us. And some of us still are here, right? We're still with
Right.
anxiety, still with depression, we're still suffering in some way. But you have such a great story, and I do encourage you to go out on her website and read the story because it is very inspiring from where she's been to where she's come, and how changing the things that she's changed has given her the quality of life that she's got right now. She's no longer just trying to survive, she's thriving. And this is vitally important to understand on this podcast today. So, Emilie, where was that point that you were like, okay, I'm not giving in to the medications, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going to go into my food? Where did that start?
Right after my right after we lost our home, my mom and I lost our home and we had to move. Um, that's when I actually was homeless. I didn't have a place to go and I had a dog and everything. And that's when I bumped in and I met my husband today. And thank God. I mean, he's my survivor. He has done everything for me, got me back on my feet. That really helped. I honestly don't know where I would be if it wasn't for him. And so I would say after that, when he got me back on my feet, about a couple years after we met, we've been together for 10 years now. So like a couple years after, I was able to start really honing down and really getting into it and really like, okay, I want to try these products. I want to try this. I want to try that. I did a ton of research. I follow a ton of people. Um, you know, holistically, it has to be holistically, and that's when I started my journey. Okay, we have to get well. We're only getting older. And a lot of people even my age, in their, well, not now, but I'm in my 40s, but in my 30s, when we're in my 30s, a lot of people I grew up were passing away from different diseases and stuff. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That's
So
scary.
I knew I had to crack down.
Yeah, that's scary to be in your 30s, and have people your age basically dropping, and you're not really understanding why this is happening, but you do and you
Right.
don't. I mean, you want to. I have so many clients, that come to me now and they're like, I really didn't want to believe that the industry was doing what it's doing, but now I'm hearing all these things and now it's all adding up. It's making sense to me. So, in your time of you making this decision, what foods did you really dive into to help you get yourself just moving in a direction? What were some of your go-tos? What were some things that you really found able to help you?
Well, I had a major gut issue,
Okay.
major, all my life. It runs in my family. We have IBS. We have like the worst, we have the worst stomachs in our family. So it came to me too, and I've been suffering with that forever. And I tried everything. I've tried all different products. Sorry, can't talk today. Um, and nothing was working for me. And I didn't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on different products that aren't working. And so I finally was like, screw it. I'm just gonna keep trying like all these different products and see. And I finally found a company that has amazing stuff, products, and amazing gut beads. I call them gut beads because they're like little teeny beads. Anyways, easy. You put it you put it in a spoon. You could just put it down your hatch and just swallow with water. It's real easy to swallow, and it has like pre, pro, and postbiotics. Oh my gosh, this stuff is a miracle. It works so well. So I did a lot of research on doing, gut health too, and everything that you need to take in. And so I started taking this. I just started watching what I was eating. I wanted to, I'm really, really sensitive to everything. So it's really hard for me to find a product for me because
Right, right.
I'm so, so sensitive. I mean, it just hits me really hard. I feel weird. I get anxiety on different things, even if it's natural. It's so weird. Like I just figured out I can't have 1,000 milligrams of potassium, and that's mainly the main ingredient in like a not an energy drink, but a hydrogen, like a what are they called? Like Propel or like any of those
Yeah, the carbonated waters.
electrolyte. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
so I love Dr. Berg, right? And he has his own line of stuff and healthy stuff. So I tried his. Oh my gosh, my heart started racing. I'm like, I feel weird, mom. Like I was with my mom at the time because she likes it too, but she's deficient in potassium. So it worked for her.
right.
For me, I'm like, oh gosh, I was racing all night and I did it right before bed. And I'm like, oh, this is not good. So I just had to, it's kind of like you try it and then okay, if that doesn't work, it's kind of like process of elimination. You just kind
Mhm.
of have to figure out what causes stuff. And I'm finally figuring out what causes bloatedness, like broccoli. Broccoli causes bloatedness. Um, I can't have anything that's not fermented. Like I figured out like fermented stuff works. Anything that has vinegar works for me. Apple cider vinegar, there you go. That works for you. Um, and I started taking a lot of apple cider vinegar and things that, help with the guts.
So
And
apple cider
that started
vinegar
helping.
works for you. That's not
Yes.
something that really sets off the digestion issues at all.
The
It's
only thing that I have issues with that is acid reflux, but I still take it anyway.
okay.
Um, yeah, that's another thing I'm suffering with right now too, is I can't have lemon water either. Lemon water is really good for you, and I can't have that because I have acid reflux and I get a lot of phlegm in my throat.
So the citric
And but
acid really aggravates the
yes,
system. Okay.
yes. It's weird. I'm super duper sensitive. So when people come to me and they're like, "Oh, try this product. I have the best product out there." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm probably your worst customer because nothing works for me.
But it is a great
So
opportunity to try something if you really want to, give them a review and say, for someone like me, this does not work, or for someone like me,
yeah,
it does work.
it does. It helps.
That.
It helps the company. Like, hey, this
Right.
is what you know. This is if someone else like has the same questions or going through the same issues, then you know why.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So you actually have some things that you offer out, to people regarding how they can get started. We've already talked about the PDF and how they can, go out to your website, they can get that free PDF. You also offer workshops and you also do
Yes.
one-on-one, do you not?
Yes.
So
Yes.
kind of
I
tell
do
us a little bit
coaching as
about
well.
that.
Yeah, so I'm going to be launching, I'm hoping to launch my workshop in the end of February. And basically the workshop is going to be really educational. It's really going to set the boundaries of what chemicals are, what you need to avoid, why you need to avoid them, what they cause, and what you can do about it, and how you can swap, to different holistic swaps, and then in my one-on-one, you can work one-on-one with me. It's basically accountability. So if I'm gonna literally in my one-on-one, I'm gonna walk through your home with you on video. You're gonna walk me through your home, and we're gonna be on video together, and we're just gonna go through and throw things away that have chemicals in it. You're gonna read the labels to me, and you're gonna tell me what is a chemical and what it causes and why, and if it's a chemical, we're going to toss it in the trash, and I'll tell you what else you can have instead. You can do a DIY, you can support a small business. There's tons of stuff that you can do. So you
Awesome.
got to
Okay,
get rid of this stuff.
you. That's awesome. They can walk with you one-on-one through the house. You can
Mhm.
tell them, what we need to get rid of, but also you're going to tell them what they can use in order
Yes.
to keep those toxins and still get the same cleaning, still get the same ability to, be healthy. All right, this is interesting. So,
Yeah. And I have multiple options, not just, I support small businesses. I have DIY. You can go to the regular grocery store. I'll give you a list of brands I like. You can shop on Amazon. I mean, there's a million things you can do. So,
So let's talk about cost because I'm sure a lot of people have addressed you with the cost. So let's talk about cost. I'm going to throw all of this stuff away. So I'm now losing money, right? Or I've lost money if I'm going to switch this. So this is a mental mindset that I have to get myself
Yes.
tuned with, right?
Yep. Exactly.
How do you help someone get over that part of it? To understand the value of, okay, yes, you're going to toss that in the trash. And yes, you purchased that. Yes, it was there at one point. But the value of where we're going is so much better. How do you transition them?
Well, that's a very good question because it is hard for that. I transition them by, explaining to them, that it's cheaper in the long run. Not everything's expensive like they say it is. Yes, you think it is, but if you do a breakdown of the prices that, like for a coffee or something, you're spending so much a day, or a toothpaste or whatever. If it's 50 cents to a dollar more, who the heck cares, right? And who has an extra, what, 50K or $10,000 in their bank account for a disease, a deadly disease like
Right.
cancer? Like, who has that extra money sitting there in their bank account, And I mean, it's very, I mean, I get it. I get that you're going to be throwing things away, but, and also, I'm also giving you a credit when you come to my workshop. And if you do the one-on-one with me, I'm giving you a credit towards um, my two companies that I support, my small businesses, for you to try the products as well, so that you can get a gist of, like, I've been using them for 3 years. This is why I like them, and follow your journey with me.
That's awesome. So you come aboard with Emily and, walk with her and, get yourself out of this toxin state and put yourself into a healthier state. She's offering $100 credit to come and actually make this transition. Right now, with everything that's going on in our industry of this world, with the health and wellness side of things, that is a great opportunity to really say, I'm ready. I understand we're going to, throw some things away you may have just purchased. But in the end, Emilie, do you go through the toxic part of it with them to understand?
Yes.
Let's
Yeah,
just,
that'll be in my workshop. And I
right.
have tons of free PDFs, like I said, and free things to show, like, what the chemicals are and why they're in there and how you can avoid them and what they cause. I mean,
Yes.
it's long-term damage. So
Yes.
we need to get rid of these. And
Absolutely.
the government doesn't care about us. So it's not like all they care about is corporate greed. All they want is money. The pharmaceutical companies, the doctors, they're making bank right now because we're staying sick,
Yeah.
and people are fed up. They don't want to be sick anymore and catch all these diseases.
So let's
So
talk about
I'm
that.
here to help stop that.
Let's talk about that really quickly because I want to tap into, you were not well. You had watched several family members pass, and you yourself were concerned about where your health could go and was going because of, like you said, you didn't have a lot of money, you had become homeless with your mom, you didn't have anywhere to go. I mean, these are all things that cause disease processes to start.
Right.
So, and we're making bad choices, right? I mean,
Oh
we
yeah.
don't have a place to go. We're struggling financially. We're going to grab what we can grab to eat because it's cheap, it's simple, it's in a box, it's in a package.
Yep.
I can eat it, I can go. Over a course of time, you saw how this was actually damaging your body. The more you kept cleaning your household with these toxic
Yep.
chemicals, what were some of your disease processes that you were needing to work yourself out of, and where are you at today?
Well, so basically, I went through major anxiety. I still have it today, but it's not as like, I never get it. I mean, the only time I get anxiety now is if I don't feel good, which I hardly ever not feel good, or um, I've had too much wine or something, obviously, or I have a headache or something. It's always something that I don't feel good. If my stomach hurts, if I have a headache, then I get a little bit of an anxiety attack. But I haven't had it in years. And I do have medication just in case, which I hate it, but I need it if it's there. At least I have it if it's there.
Right.
I try to do like all the the holistic natural things, and it helps a lot. But when I'm in a strong, deep, like shaking, I can't move kind of situation, I'm gonna go with my pills because they help. I went to so I went through therapy as well when my mom was going through therapy too, because we were clashing, we were butting heads, we didn't know what to do, and how to make things work, because we were just so poor, and trying to work together and helping her, and what I needed to do to help my mom, what she needed to do to help me. So we went through therapy, and that really helped. I thought for sure it wasn't going to help. I was like, why would I just explain things to somebody I don't know? And I don't want them to know what I'm going through, kind of a thing. But that helped me get everything out, and to be able to share, because they don't judge you. And that really, really, really helped me um, get through the process of taking care of my mom and being poor, and just everything all in one. And the anxiety obviously is going away. And obviously all my other health problems, like stomach problems, I was getting a lot of acne. You know, my skin started clearing up. Obviously I don't have like rashes and stuff anymore, but for that 8 to 10 years that I was taking care of my mom, we were poor, we were eating out of box foods, we were eating Taco Bell, we were eating McDonald's, we were eating whatever we can get our hands on at the time, which kind of sucked, and I felt like crap. I mean, like literally when you eat crap you feel like crap.
That's true. Very, very true. So, all right. And today, where are we at today? How do you eat today? What is it that you're putting on your table today? We already know what you're cleaning your house with for the most part, but how are you eating today? How have you switched that? And I think your husband pretty much supports this whole process, right? He's big
Oh heck
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Talk about
Yeah,
that.
so I have a routine, and I eat a protein shake in the morning, and I put all my vitamins and minerals in there because I'm very sensitive when it comes to vitamins. I can't take it throughout the day. I forget, obviously. I could set like a timer, but I figure I'll just do it all in the morning, put it all in there. I drink my shake for about 3 hours. I take my time. If I'm hungry, I'll not, but that helps with not eating throughout the day. So you just take your time sipping your whatever you want in the morning. And I'm not a huge egg fan, so I mean, I do eat eggs, and I know eggs are really good for you. And I also don't consume a lot of dairy. I'm lactose intolerant, which is kind of good because our bodies really can't take in dairy and digest it. So it works for me. And so I don't eat cereal. I don't drink milk. I don't do any of the stuff that I used to do anymore. But my main breakfast is my protein shake. I
So
did
I'm hearing
make
supplement. Is that what I'm hearing? You supplement where you
yeah, supplements from my small business company. I do supplements. I'm only deficient in vitamin D3. I highly suggest that if you want to take vitamins, you need to go get a blood test. You need to see what you're deficient in first, because you don't want to overtake. Like if you're not deficient in vitamin A, you don't need vitamin A. You don't need
right.
extra. It's like having a glass full and you're just overloading yourself, which is not going to help anything. So please please go get a test first, a blood
Yeah.
test first, to know
I
what you're
encourage
deficient in.
everyone, to get your testing done so that we know where you're deficient, so we know where we need to make it up at. And I always encourage food first. But if we can't get it through the food because of whatever may happen, maybe that food's not available, maybe it's just something you really don't like, then we can, transition into a supplement at that point to make sure you are.
Right. And not all the foods do give you everything that you need, the nutrients. So sometimes you have to supplement yourself depending on your age too.
Yeah,
Especially like collagen. You lose it at 60, you're lost half of it. You can eat it, but you can't get the rest of it. You have to supplement the rest of it. So kind of same with foods. Like you can, the vitamins, you can get it too with all the stuff that you eat, but you might not be getting enough. You got to really hone in and see how much you need that day. And I don't do any, like for me, I don't do macros or micros. I don't count my calories or anything like that. I just know like what to eat and what my body needs and what's good or not. Like even at the store, it's hard. I have to try to shop for organic, and I know like they spray stuff on organic too. So
They do.
that's why we live on a farm and we grow our own vegetables now. So I'm super excited about
Yes,
that.
that's what I want
Yeah,
to hear. Yes.
I know. I
All right,
know.
here, show me, Nourish. If you're not paying attention, she brought up two key factors that I always talk about. We do not count calories. We do not count macros. We just know what we need to eat. And that's what I show you here at Show Me Nourish is how to actually eat the right things with the right way of what you have going on. But the other thing that she talked about too is she is growing her own food, and that is keeping her with the most nutritious food at her plate when she pulls it from her farm to her table, which is what we also talk about here at Show Me Nourish. So, all right, Emilie, we're going to wrap this up. Emilie has her the cupboard clean out coming around the end of February. She's going to keep us posted on that. Emilie, how can they get in touch with you? And it'll also be in the description as well whenever I post this. So, how can they get in touch with you today?
They can get in touch with me by going to my website at gogreenwithemilie.com. It's pretty easy, and my name is Emilie with an IE at the end, not a Y. But we'll link everything on the bottom. I'll send you guys all the links. You can schedule a call with me there. You'll get all my social media accounts. I have my phone number. You can text me. You can email me, whatever you want.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Emilie, for being here today. I am super appreciative of you. Guys, go follow Emilie, go check her out, go download that PDF, and then make that one-on-one appointment with her because I promise you, you're going to want to do a cover clean out. I promise you're going to want to do that. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today. If you love this content, make sure you let us know. Hit that subscribe button. Do not miss that. And join us back here next Friday. All right. Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you soon.